Well, today the Boyzone manager Louis Walsh spoke to RTE's Sharon Tobin about Stephen's untimely death.
We're all in shock. We still cannot believe it, because I was with them last week. I was with them last Monday at the Pride of Britain Awards, and I actually had a meeting with the Channel 4 people about him doing Big Brother, and I was trying to talk him into doing Big Brother, and he didn't want to do it. All Stephen wanted to do was sing in the West End, and he wanted to do Jersey Boys. He said, all I ever want to do is do Jersey Boys. He was never happier.
We all know Stephen Gately, the singer in a boy band. He took part in West End musicals. But what was Stephen Gately, the person you knew, like?
Stephen, as a guy, he just lived to sing. He just loved to sing. Stephen always said yes, no matter what I asked him to do. He was the one guy of the five that would always come out to meet all the fans outside. No matter what he was doing, I could always depend on him. He was fascinated by Disney. You know, he loved it. He was really close to his sister Michelle. You know, she was probably his best friend in the whole world. Obviously Andy, and you know, everywhere he went in London he got friends. My phone has not stopped. You wouldn't believe the people calling me. I mean, David Beckham contacted me from LA. I couldn't believe that. You know, obviously Elton John, Andrew Lloyd Webber, the Pet Shop Boys, Gary Barlow, Robbie Williams. It could go on. Stephen would have loved it if he was around. And maybe he's watching it all and he's loving it, you know.
And was Stephen fit and healthy?
He was never in a better shape, because they were touring as Boyzone a while back, and we were planning a new album and planning a new tour, and he was never in a better place mentally or physically as long as I know him. And I never saw him happier as I saw him last Monday.
So how and when did you find out that Stephen Gately had died?
I got the text from the journalist in the Sunday Independent. I couldn't believe it. I said, he said, is Stephen dead? And I didn't know what to make of it all. And I didn't know how he knew before I knew. That I'm not happy about.
There was a lot of speculation in newspapers about how Stephen had actually died. How did that affect the other members of Boyzone and indeed Stephen's family?
I mean, the tabloids, they have to sell newspapers, you know. I think it's particularly hard on his mother and his brother and all his family in Sheriff Street, you know. And again, Michelle, his sister, she was like his best friend in the whole world. I don't know how she's grieving and she's reading all this stuff, and it's not true, you know. He was a great kid. He enjoyed life. He had a few drinks, but I've never seen him drunk in my life. He was always the life and soul of the party, always.
Somebody said yesterday that he was also an icon almost to gay men in this country, because he came out and spoke when it wasn't a cool thing to do.
Stephen's biggest dread was being outed by the press. He dreaded. He used to call me on a Saturday night and say, I'm dreading getting the papers tomorrow. I don't know what's going to be. And the guy, he lived his life. He was just so afraid. And then when he was forced to come out, and he did it, and he was the happiest boy in the world, you know.
And have you spoken to Andrew now, his partner?
I spoke to Andrew for a long, long time on Sunday. He's in shock. Everybody's in shock. Nobody can believe it.
So what is it that you're going to miss most about Stephen Gately?
What I miss most about Stephen is the fun. We always had fun.